Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Genshin Impact set of reactions. Today, of course, we have another two from Harshit who wants me to get to A Thirst That Cuts and Lullaby of the New Moon. The first one, I guess? I'm not entirely sure what the one in italics means there. I'm assuming it's probably like a multiple movement thing. Either way, I'm going to be listening to these and seeing what these have in store for me. In the comments, he said one was a battle theme and the other was Columbina's Lullaby, so I'm not entirely sure what that is or who that is, but I guess maybe I'll get an idea when I listen. So without further ado, let's go! Have I not heard this? I mean, maybe not. This is what I was talking about with the whole Nod cry fatigue a few weeks ago, though. It's like that starts to happen where I start hearing the same things. But I think that was just me there. The beginning must have sounded very similar to another one. Oh yeah, that's different. Okay. God, I love the feel of this area though. It's so good. Don't Cry has such beautiful energy. Ooh. I absolutely adore the flutes every single time. The flutes are so much fun. Ooh. Must be some degree of like a xylophone there. It's probably a traditional variant of a xylophone. Ooh. Buildup of the like darker energy around this. A little bit of tension in there. So far, it's been very, like, free and bouncy. So having a little bit of that tension is nice. This is just so grand for a battle theme. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It still kind of vaguely sounds familiar. Maybe it's just the vocals. Maybe it sounded like the live performance version. Maybe just a little bit. Okay, so I wasn't entirely crazy or off the mark. Clara Sorace sang both of these. I guess they must be like sister tracks because the other one from the live version was To Light the Aeon Dark, which is obviously a different song by title. So this song is probably just supposed to be similar to it. But that also explains why it was so similar and why I was like, have I heard this? Because immediately it shares a lot of aspects of that song, especially near that more energetic spot at the end of Aeon Dark. So this one is just there. It's got that same brilliant energy, that absolutely electrifying voice. I just can't help it. It is so sick. Everything in this one was a little bit more focused on that energy. I think Aeon Dark was supposed to be more of like an overview of the vibes overall, you know, just it's supposed to be the bigger picture of what the battle theming might be in the area, where this one is just a little bit more focused on that energy. And there was a little bit more bounciness to this one too. It had a little bit more of that like Feywild bounce that I really love. So I really liked hearing this one. It was bugging the hell out of me. I had to go back and check. I'm like, have I heard this? Is this the one from the live show? No, but it is the same singer and probably very similar in a lot of general approach to the notes and the structure of it. But that's also what probably makes this one now my favorite, because like Aeon Dark was fantastic, still is, but this one just has a little bit more of those like bias flavors that I really personally enjoy, like that Feywild bounciness, just having that flightiness with the flutes everywhere. And again, I'm not entirely sure if that was like a xylophone or some other instrument that's just similar to one, but it sounded really cool having that in there. It was this very muted, blocky sort of thing, this like wood block sound that I for some reason felt so good. You know, it's just one of those aspects of the song that you just can't get over because it's like, ooh, that's kind of neat. That's a texture I didn't anticipate, and it makes it feel all that more present and organic. So it just, this one's really fun. I mean, yeah, I was having a little bit of issue with like the fatigue of Nod Cry's stuff, but this one kind of brought me back into it. It sounds weird saying it in like a nostalgic way, but it kind of brought me back to that first experience because they sound so similar, and it reminded me of why I loved the sound of Nod Cry, and I still do. It's just eventually you're going to get a little bit fatigued from hearing the same general approaches to songs, but this one was like revisiting something that first had me falling in love with it, so that really helped out here. It just gave me a little bit of boost of energy tonight, and I'm really excited to hear what Lullaby of the New Moon has. I'm sure that one's going to be completely different given that it's a lullaby and not a battle theme, but I'm also intrigued, so I want to see what that has in store for me, and let's get to that one, shall we? Yeah, completely different vibe, as if I expected anything else. Didn't expect that voice though. Why does that voice sound kind of familiar too? Maybe it just sounds like one of the characters or something. Just has that like fragile innocence to it. Obviously works really well for a lullaby. I'll let that song carry me right in. Man. Ooh, those little like bells in there. It's so smooth. Like even the bells have like this shine to them, this curve. It sounds so much warmer than a bell usually does. Beautiful. Definitely a different sound, obviously, from a battle theme, but God, that is gorgeous. All right, so like I said, completely contrasting the first song, this one was so much warmer. It flowed so smoothly. Every aspect of this song was designed to make you feel like you're being encapsulated in a warm hug. And God, I wanted to stay there longer. It was just such a gorgeous sound. It's not often that I hear a lullaby that I'm like, damn, that is a lullaby. Not just the idea of a lullaby that a bunch of composers are like, oh, I gotta write another lullaby, and then they write whatever, like, and it doesn't sound like it's really invested. This one sounds so invested. It sounds like the composer really, really cared to get that idea in there. Like, the lyrics surely help with that, having a voice in there, especially one that's so soft and gentle, and it just, again, kind of adds to that energy of, man, I want to fall asleep right now. I feel no stress at this point in time. But the instrumental definitely has the bulk of that job, that position of being able to create this world sonically that feels so comforting and warm that you don't feel any stress. It's just really impressive. I think those bells in there were the most impressive thing to me, because while sure, I've heard very similar approaches to including chimes and bells, stuff that's hit usually with soft mallets or in general just lighter, so you get less of that like aggressive, harsh ring that a lot of bells have. It can be something that's difficult to rein in, because things like bells, while they are beautiful in their own right and they can be used, but that's also kind of impressive to me because bells tend to have more of that sharpness to them when they're used, because the more traditional way of them being used is by having a mallet on the inside that does the job of hitting it, and it's usually made out of the same material as the bell, so it's metal on metal. You get that really aggressive snap to the very beginning, that transient right at the start that always makes it feel just a little bit harsher than it's probably intended to, because this feels like they removed that entirely, like the entire transient of the hit was removed and we just got left with the core note, not the actual impact of the mallet. But I also don't think that's how they did it. I think that it was much more likely done by having soft mallets be used, or some other variety or matter of using a chime, which most of the time is just a mallet instrument. If you're going to use a chime, you hit it with something and it makes a noise, right? But if you hit it with a different instrument, like a soft head versus a hard head, you get a different tone. It's the same thing on drums too. It's a percussive instrument after all. You can use soft mallets on drums and it creates a different tone, a more rounded one. It's why when you see concert drummers using those like sticks with the little balls of yarn at the end of them to swell in a crash cymbal, that's the value of it. You're removing that harsher sound that drumsticks wood on metal would be giving you, and if you have yarn on metal, you're not going to get nearly as much of that, so it swells in much more naturally. It feels much more organic. So I feel like that's probably what they were doing, but also there is part of me that's like, it'd be kind of neat just to have them remove the hit and utilize just the resonance of the note and kind of shape the sound around that. Albeit that is very, very over-engineered and really doesn't make any practical sense. That's just me kind of waxing philosophic about the potential of it in production. But I think that's basically it. Both of these songs were really cool. The second one, beautiful. The first one, really epic, and I loved the bouncy energy of it. So really nice juxtaposition on that side. Thank you very much, Harshit, for requesting these. I had a fantastic time listening to these. Both of them hit me in a different way that I didn't anticipate. One reminding me of the first time that I'd heard Nod Cry's soundtrack, and this one now kind of being the first lullaby I've heard in a while that really got to me and made me feel that inner peace. So really nice all around. And if you have any other songs you want me to get to, by all means, drop them in the comments below and I will do my best as always. And also, despite popular opinion, I can get to other people that request stuff other than Harshit, but Harshit just tends to be the one that gets the most votes, so I end up on his songs most often. So if you have something, don't feel discouraged if you see Harshit's comment down there. I know he's probably watching this and going, oh, because he always comments the request before he watches the video, and he's admitted to this. So like, we know if you have something though, don't be afraid to try, you know? I always call Harshit out on this because it's just kind of an in-joke now at this point, but either way, if you have something, let me know. And if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for other stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!